Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. We got a marathon by Michael. Thank you so much, Michael, for sponsoring this marathon. Super excited. There's some really famous bands on this. So I'm a little bit worried, with just like the way YouTube works and the way these record companies operate. I hope they don't block this, because I don't know. Let's just I'll just do it, and then if it does get blocked, then I can always add another song to it or something, re-edit, but maybe not. It really depends on like I put in the description, if you choose like songs by Warner Brothers, they're very cool with the reaction formula, so I hope everything goes well. So, but I'm just gonna give you the name of the bands. As you can see in the description, we got Abba. That's the first one, Abba. We're gonna do The Visitors, the song The Visitors, from the album The Visitors, 1981. So I think this is I think later Abba. I've only reacted to like 2 or 3 songs. I've always heard of Abba, but I've never really heard Abba before, until recently, like a year ago, when I got introduced to Abba by Alexia. And a lot of people were like, it's impossible that you don't know Abba, but I was honestly never introduced formally before, but now I know. Let Me Roll It by Paul McCartney, Wings. Wingspan is the album. This is, let's see, it's a compilation, so it doesn't say the year. I know you guys know. Then Fleetwood Mac, You Make Loving Fun, from Rumors. I think they're their most I don't know if this is like their the most famous album, but that's the one that I always see when Fleetwood Mac comes up. That album is like the one that's always on top. 1977. Then Patti Smith. That's the only artist on this list that I don't know. Patti Smith, or maybe don't quote me on that, because I've done some reactions. I just did a reaction to Triumph, and I'd done a marathon, and I thought I was reacting to Triumph for the first time. So sometimes it gets blurred because I do so many of these videos. And Alexia too. Let me turn this down a little bit. I don't want to scream in your ears. I hope this is better. So Patti Smith, Dancing Barefoot, from the album Wave from 79. So I don't know. She doesn't really look that familiar, but I could be wrong. And then Heart, the band Heart. We're going to do Mistral Wind from the album Reflections. Now this is a compilation as well, or a remastered, so it doesn't say the year, but we'll find out eventually. Let me turn this a little bit away. I just feel like I'm screaming in your ears. The audio has been louder. I think we have the mix that we've been doing has been louder in the last couple of videos. I don't know if I moved it by accident. Sometimes I store the mic in the corner and it does move the knob, so that could have happened. But thank you so much, Michael, again, for sponsoring this video. I hope everything goes well with it, like I said, but because when it's like super famous bands, it just sometimes happens. And if there's like all of these bands are like massively famous, so let's just see what happens. Thank you again, everyone, for watching these videos, these marathons. Thank you for your support, for your for your subscribing to the channel, for your likes, for your comments. Everything you guys do is highly appreciated. Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I'll be right back with the music. All right, and here we are. Let's go. Let's start it off with Abba from Sweden. Here we go. The Visitors.
hear the doorbell ring and suddenly the panic takes me. The sound so ominously tearing through the silence. I cannot move, I'm standing, numb and frozen, among the things I love so dearly. The books, the paintings, and the furniture help me. The signal sounding once again, and someone tries to dawn off. None of my friends would be so stupidly impatient, and they don't dare to call me anymore now. But how I loved our secret meetings. We talked and talked in quiet voices, smiling. Now I hear the moving of the noises coming through the door. I feel I'm cracking up. Voices growing louder, irritation building, and I'm close to fainting, cracking up. They must know by now I'm in here, trembling in the terror and the growing, cracking up. My whole world is falling, going crazy. There is no escaping now. I'm cracking up.
Yeah.
These ones I witnessed are the anguish of humiliation, and seen the hope of freedom glow in shining faces. And now they come to take me, come to break me, and yet it is unexpected. I have been waiting for these visitors. Help me. Now I hear the moving of the noises coming through the door. I feel I'm cracking up. Voices growing louder, irritation building, and I'm close to fainting, cracking up. They must know by now I'm in here, trembling in the terror and the growing, cracking up. My whole world is falling, going crazy. There is no escaping now. I'm cracking up.
So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard that much of ABBA, but it does sound a little bit different. And I looked it up. I couldn't resist, the Visitors ABBA album. So it looks like it's the last one before the 2021 album. So 1981, I guess, was the last. And it says here, with the Visitors, ABBA took several steps away from the lighter pop music they had recorded previously on the album. Previously, and the album is often regarded as a more complex and mature effort. The opening track, The Visitors, with its ominous synthesizer sound and the distinctive lead vocals. Like I was gonna talk about that. That's all I'm gonna read for now. it just sounded like she has like this heavy effect on her voice. And it's so funny because we just released a video by Stevie Wonder, a band covering Stevie Wonder with like a guy with a talk box, you know, using a talk box. And she's not using a talk box, but she's using some kind of robotic effect in her voice, which sounds different. And but I guess, you know, the Visitors, it did sound like the typical 1980, you know, the like the movie, like there was a lot of like extraterrestrial movies in the 80s, you know, Steven Spielberg, you know, E.T. and what is it called, Close Encounters and Aliens, and you know, but the way it was kind of like the intro sounded like this, the 70s or 60s way of introducing, you know, like UFOs and that, you know, that spacey kind of sound. So yeah, I like it though. It sounds really good. It's a great song. It has like, Abba is always like musically very, very great, you know, like just they know their stuff, but they're still all together, because I did hear about like there was like Alexia has you know, talked about Abba, and there was a lot of drama in the band, I guess, at the end, and they disbanded, and I guess this was, you know, their last album together before coming back 30 years later, you know, or 40 years, I think, even. So yeah, but I do dig it. I do like the song and the voice and everything, the composition as a whole, really cool. So let's continue. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I was like, okay, it looks like it is their last album together for a while, you know, and they started in 73. I thought they had a much longer run, you know, like you look at these bands, Aerosmith or you know, the Rolling Stones, they've been together for 50 years. Kansas, we just saw Kansas, 50 years together. So I guess they didn't even, you know, lasted 10 years together. But I mean, they were so successful. So gotta give it to them. So let's continue. It sounds really cool. I mean, it sounds very 80s and I mean, I couldn't really differentiate like their 70s sound from this sound. It still sounds like very synthy, you know. I guess, you know, the stuff I've heard like 3 or 5 or maybe 10, let's say 10 ABBA songs, and all of it is always very, like, I don't know, just very well written, you know, like classical, a lot of classical scales in there. I don't really remember what we reacted to, but it was just very good. It's just like very good music, and I see how they were like super successful because their writing is just really, really good. These guys are just musically very well trained, and then with these 2 singers, and the whole package is just, you know, a package of like success, you know. So but yeah, this sounded very good. It sounded just like when I listened to other 80s bands that maybe were starting at that time. That's what that sounds like, the typical synth. And I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't know if it sounded heavier. I can't really compare. I have to listen to more. I'm just gonna listen to an entire Abba record on my own or something, and then I can talk more about the band and their sound. But really good. So, next song is by Wings, Paul McCartney's Wings. Let Me Roll It. So I've done one Wings reaction so far on the channel. So I know that they're super famous and they sing Live and Let Die from the James Bond series, you know. So I know them from that very well. But I've never really followed the Beatles that much. I know it's just, you know, it's not my time. But I guess, you know, I've heard hundreds of Beatles songs, but I don't really know from what albums. Maybe not hundreds, but let's say 30 or 40 songs or so. So I do know the Beatles very well, but I can't really know. I don't really know from what is which and what album, and I would have to listen to everything one more time. So or a few times, you know. But we do have all their stuff here, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I do want to react to it. I do remember having a little phase because I bought this double CD, a blue one, and I think a red one, and there were like all the hits of, you know, when they were younger, and then in their more crazy phase in the 60s and 70s, I think. I'm not really sure. I think it was two best ofs, a red one and a blue one, and I pretty much heard everything on there, but I don't really remember. It's a long time ago, so that's why I'm not like the biggest Beatles connoisseur. I do like them, but I can't say, oh, I'm a fan. Like, I've been listening to them forever. But hey, maybe, you know, soon. But yeah, so let's get into this. Wings, Let Me Roll It, and let's see what they have to say. Here we go. I love it. It's so, I mean, it's heavy, you know, I like it. 73 Band on the Run album, third studio album, really cool. I'm loving the sound, really, really good.
I
Wow. There's so much you can do with one single lick, like the something curious that I find about the song. I mean, it's super catchy. I love the lyrics and everything. This suddenly when it stops and it's like dum dum dum, like I don't know why they did that, but it sounded cool. It was almost like it was changing the time signature, but it didn't. It just changed. I don't know. I don't know why they did that, but it worked. I don't know. It was really good. And another discovery. So they also didn't last over 10 years. They were together in the 70s until the late 70s, and that's it. So I guess Paul McCartney was just recording by himself. But I will read about that. So I thought Wings was still like a thing. I just saw a video of a guy. I think that he was at a Paul McCartney concert, and I think they still sing Wings songs and whatnot, Beatles songs, you know. But yeah, so I guess that was just the band that he was with after the Beatles, but not very long. So just like another thing that I learned while doing the video. But yeah, very cool. Paul McCartney is always, you know, there's like another thing that I've noticed, like these basically when Paul writes a song or John Lennon writes a song, it's very, very, you instantly kind of like recognize the difference on the lyrics and the intensity. I think John Lennon was way more, I don't know, it was just more about the whole world and stuff, and I think Paul McCartney's songs are more about love and, you know, stuff like that, maybe softer, you know, in a way. I could be wrong. That's just stuff that I've, you know, also heard and noticed a little bit when I listened to the Beatles. But then again, I'm not like I don't know. I can't say that I know anything about the Beatles. I just know, you know, a couple of songs, and I mean a couple of songs, you know. I guess a lot, but I just don't know the lyrics. I just know that I've heard them when I was way younger. That's it. So so now a band that I do know a little bit more of, thanks to this channel as well, Fleetwood Mac, and this is the album with I think, what's her name? I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm gonna look it up, but we're gonna do "You Make Loving Fun" from Rumors, and Rumors has the amazing female singer, and I don't know how long she was with the band, or if she's always been there. So please, let me check that out before I say anything else. But we're gonna listen to "Rumors" from '77. And let's get into it. And I'll put it up here. I'll pull it up.
You make me happy with the things you do.
that's like Stevie Nicks. It's amazing. She's just so good. Let's see. Give me 1 second. So I just wanted to see if she's been with, Fleetwood Mac for like the entire time, or if it was just like. Okay, it says she was a solo artist as well, of course. And here, okay, so from 72 to 78. And then, because I know Stevie Nicks more just by herself. So just the fact that she was with Fleetwood Mac. And then obviously this is like, it says here that this album was like #1, like everywhere. So great success with this. Yeah, it's so good. And I do know, of course, Dreams on this. Where is it? That's like, I guess, their song, their most famous song. If I click on Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, Dreams is the first one. 1,300,000,000 views. That's insane. So yeah, so this song is I guess, a little bit more. I wouldn't say it's a deep cut, but because anything by them is not a deep cut, everything by them is very famous, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a great track. Everything just sounds fabulous. I love it. Let's continue.
Don't break the spell. Would be different, and you know it will. You make loving fun, and I don't have to tell you, but you're the only one. You make loving fun. That's all I wanna do. You make loving fun. That's all I wanna do. You make loving fun. That's all I wanna do. You make loving fun. That's all I wanna do.
Oh man, I didn't know it was gonna be over that soon. Yeah, this was great. I love the chorus, everything. Let's see here. Hmm. Let's see here. So it looks like 7 years. No, 74. Well, it doesn't really matter, And a lot of people are like, "Why don't you look it up? Why don't you look it up before you do the reaction?" That kind of like, it kills it for me. Like I want to go in blind into these songs, and if I look everything up, then it's so much, and it's 5 different artists, and there's a lot of mixing up the names, and there's so much information. Usually I don't even look up anything. I just, listen to the music. But since these bands are so big, but please do understand that this is not a review or a presentation, because some people are like, why don't you look up the stuff, before you listen to it? Because then if I know everything, that it kind of like takes away the charm. Like I want to listen to it the way you listen to it, like without even knowing anything, like just like without any information. That's when it, the music is just so much. I don't know, if on a first time, if you know everything about the band, it's just, I don't know, it's not the same. So excuse me if I don't know like all the details and all the names and years, I just don't. So but yeah, Fleetwood Mac always sounds great, no matter who's singing, no matter when they started. I think they're an amazing band. And this was just this album. I think I would love to do like this album in full, you know, with Alexia. Maybe on Patreon or something, because I just feel that this, like all the songs on this are just wonderful. Now let's switch it up to Patti Smith. Now she I think I've never heard before, but I could be wrong. Now if I heard it before, let me know in the comment section, because it could be one of those, you know, marathons that you guys make where she like, I've heard like one song. So excuse me if I'm wrong, but we're gonna do Dancing Barefoot from the album Wave. See, 79. All right, let's give it up for Patti Smith. It does sound familiar. I'll look it up.
Intoxicated by thee, she has the slow sensation that he is levitating with she. Here I go and I don't know why I spin so ceaselessly till I lose my sense of gravity. I'm dancing barefoot in midair, I spin. Some strange music draws me in, makes me come on like some heroin. Oh God, I fell for you.
Light of our life sweats in the dark like a face. The mystery of childbirth, childhood itself, grave visitations. What is it that calls us? Why must we pray screaming? Why must not death be redefined? We shut our eyes, we stretch out our arms and whirl on a pane of glass. An asphyxiation, a fix on anything. The line of life, the limb of the tree, the hands of he, and the promise that she is blessed. among women.
Very cool. I like it. Reminded me a little bit of like what's her name? I don't know. Just like it will come to me. It just reminded me of like the style that it's. And I was like 79. It sounds. I don't know. It just sounds a bit heavier. Than 79, but I could be wrong. You know, if 79 they were already, you know, releasing you know, stuff. I guess if it was 69 it would sound too heavy. Not heavy like with distortion, just like the intention and the message of the song, you know. But it did remind me a little bit of Kate Bush, you know, in a sense of like, I don't know, just very strong female you know, character, and not the voice though, just like the lyrics, you know, just the intention of the song, and really good, really. And I looked it up, and we haven't reacted to Patti Smith, so this was the first time, and this is also on Spotify her second most listened to song, so that's kind of like a cool introduction. I really like her, and I'm looking at these pictures. There's pictures of her very young, very intense stare on this album Wave, and then there's about the artist much more. She's older on in this picture, but still like she just has like this, she looks like a rocker. She does. Really cool. A lot of listeners, a lot of monthly listeners, so still very you know, very popular to this day. So Heart, oh man, Heart, and I think this is the only track that didn't have female vocals was Paul McCartney. So because Heart, of course, I do know the sisters. I've heard Barracuda. I've heard some really good stuff by Heart. So I'm more familiar with the band, but this one I don't know. Reflections. Let's see, because this is a compilation. I think this is called something with dogs. Let's see, Heart. And this is the song Mistral Wind. So this is originally from Dog and Butterfly 1978. Okay, here we go. Cool. Yeah, this is like some, I guess it's a compilation from 2022, Reflections, but the original album is not on Spotify. So let's play it anyways. Here we go.
Knowing when I took the watch, my ship was still and waiting. I lay on that mirrored sky, a restless sailor waiting. Close my eyes, said the words of will, for the gentle breathing that moves the sea, make my sails fill. Whisper waves cloud the glass, awake at last like a lover. It rushed around me talking sweet, roll over, roll over, roll over. And in my ear he blew his name. It sounds so strange, but I heard it play. Mistral
man, this song is so amazing. Like even the intro, the acoustic guitar intro was super weird, like super good, like just like obscure, you know. And then this singing here is so good, and then it's so heavy. It sounds almost like Black Sabbath. I've been looking here. I don't know, like because it sounds a little bit familiar. I've never heard this before, but it just sounds like, I don't know, maybe another metal band. Because this sounds really metal for Heart. I know they're not like a heavy metal band, but they are in a sense, you know. I guess they are, you know, a metal band. Maybe not like thrash, but it's like it sounds so heavy, and I'm looking for has anybody ever, you know, covered this song Reflections by Heart, but like what band could it be, you know? But man, what a great song. I'm loving this the singing, the intention, the lyrics. It's just like, oh, really really good, really really heavy. Let's keep going. Drums. Yeah, what a great song. Mistral Wind. Simply awesome. I think that's the best Heart song I've ever heard. Better than, I guess, yeah, I mean, Barracuda and all those songs. Let's see, what have I heard? So Barracuda, there it is. I think Crazy on You, that would be from the same album. So, okay. I think Crazy on You I've heard. Yeah, this was just so good. Let's see. Okay, so they do have the Dog and Butterfly album on Spotify. That's so odd that I couldn't find it before. But yeah, they're really really good. Like Heart is just like, I have to get more into Heart, and we got some CDs sent as well by Tony. Thanks for that. So there's a really cool rabbit hole to get into. This was just really fantastic. The whole marathon was super interesting. I mean, Abba, and to, you know, finish it off with Heart, and then some Patti Smith in there, and then Fleetwood Mac, you know, and Paul McCartney. That's a really cool mix. Like, Michael didn't tell me anything about like having a theme here, but I think this is really really cool. Let's see. Just a collection of songs from 70s, classic 70s performers of various genres. Really cool, man. That's it. There's no theme, just like cool songs. Thank you so much, because now I want to listen to more Heart. And then Patti Smith was super cool. Fleetwood Mac, like I said, always nice to hear them. Whoever was with them at the time, you know, Stevie Nicks or not. And then Wings, I'm kind of glad that I looked up that, you know, I really had the idea that they were still together, that was the band of Paul McCartney, but I guess it was just, you know, a couple of years, like it looks like 7, 8, 9 years, that's it. And then he just went solo. And then Abba, I mean, just the last album by Abba, well, the last one before this last 2021 release. What a cool selection of songs. I really had a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And let me know what you guys think, you know, which one was your favorite song. Also, you know, what I love is like, where were you when you first heard the songs? What are your suggestions, of course? So let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm looking at more stuff here by Abba. So the new one is called Voyage. Okay, that would be interesting to listen to. It does have a lot of, you know, there's a lot of listens and reproductions here. It would be, you know, fun to listen to new Abba material 2021. But no, I think we should go, you know, with their 70s stuff. I think, yeah, 60s and 70s stuff, and then get to that place. But yeah, let me know what you think about this marathon. Of course, if you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you didn't like the video, dislike the video, you know, whatever makes you happy. Thank you so much for being here, for joining me on this marathon. Thank you, Michael, and I'll see you guys in the next video.